What's up, guys? ClutchFanatic37 here, going to do a Cascade lacrosse unboxing for you guys. Before I get into that, a little, something something. So I was going to do a video on dyeing up the USA collection, which comes out July 4th or July 2nd, depends on when I release and when I'm allowed to show them to you guys, because some of them have something special in them that I can't show until a certain day. But I was going to do a video, and when I went to get my SD card, it was completely shattered. I think it was stuck somewhere, and I dropped something on it or slammed a drawer and snapped it in half. But here's the adapter. Here's half the SD card. The other half's in the trash. And as you can see, here's the new SD card and the old one, or the transfer adapter. This one doesn't have the metal things. This one does. It's just broken. So that's why there wasn't a video last week, but. I also don't like to do unboxing videos because I don't see a whole lot of pleasure in watching someone open a box for something they paid for or received. There's something cool and special like the Kinetic, which I have over here, maybe, but not a whole lot to it. But this one was too cool to pass up. So here's the box. I already opened it. Long story short, my mom lives about 5 minutes away from our apartment, and I send all my packages to her address still, because when you get a package here at the apartment, they don't put it like in the lobby or anything for you. They just leave it outside your door, and I like to have faith in people, but I also just don't know if someone would see a large package and want to steal it. It's happened a couple times here, but not to me or my girlfriend, so nothing too worried about that, but just, a little precaution. I don't want someone stealing something, especially something as nice as this. But more background information before I show you guys what it is. This isn't necessarily an unboxing video, but more or less a thank you to Cascade. So if you follow me on Instagram in the last... Get out of there. Yeah, you. Just playing in the box. A little kidding. But if you follow me on Instagram, the last 2 weeks you probably saw a couple posts about me potentially being scammed. A large sum of money from a collegiate athlete who had graduated, is now a professional player. Little story on that. I really don't want to blow it up any more than it has. I really want it to just kind of go away because... What? I want it to go away because everything has been resolved, and it happens all the time, and it's pretty shitty, but it's taking care of itself. But long story short, this player played at Notre Dame, and he had graduated, and when players graduate, a lot of times they'll sell some of their old college gear on Sideline Swap, and that's a great place to go. If you ever have used Sideline Swap or you haven't, I highly suggest you check it out. You can find all sorts of cool stuff on there. Stop! Kids driving me crazy. But anyway, I went on Sideline Swap, a week or two after Notre Dame had lost and they were no longer playing, and I saw a certain player was selling a really cool Notre Dame helmet that I wanted to get my hands on. The problem with that, though, was I wasn't very smart about it. On the website, he was asking $450 plus shipping was like $470, which for one is very expensive for a helmet, and for two, it's ideally I don't need the helmet. I don't know if I'd ever wear it, but it's something I really wanted to add to my collection. And at the time, I had maybe $500 in my checking account for my paycheck, and I didn't want to spend my paycheck money because they don't take PayPal, and all my business transactions use PayPal because it's like my business money per se, the money I use to buy stuff and whatnot. But anyway, Sideline Swap also does take out a fee, which is understandable because it is a website, that someone started, and they got to make money somehow for all the stuff they do. And I sold a head one time for like $155. It was custom dyed. And they took $20, so you times that by 3 to get $450, and they take maybe $60 for the helmet. So I reached out to this player on Facebook, just said, hey, I saw you're selling this helmet on Sideline Swap, blah, blah, blah. I'm extremely interested. If you'd be willing to sell it to me through PayPal, I can send you the money. That way Sideline Swap doesn't take out the money. And that way, he gets all the money he deserves for it, as well as it's a little easier on me. I don't have to live with $20 or $30 until I transfer money, which ideally is still my fault. But he said, yeah, I'll do that. I'm a big PayPal guy myself. I said, cool. If you have a pair of gloves to throw in, I'll add $100. Just so I could have like a complete Notre Dame setup with helmet and gloves. I already have a shaft, and I have some heads I dyed up. But anyway, we agreed to terms, and I sent him the money for it, and he said, okay, I'll ship today. And after 10, 12 days of not seeing anything in the mail, I just reached out to him again. And long story short, we went back and forth, and he never replied to any of my stuff. So I finally posted on Instagram and tagged him. And if any of you guys were a part of it, I want to say thank you, because of the post and so many of my followers hounding him, he finally refunded my money and said, I was going to send you gear, but since you did that on Instagram, I'm not going to, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, it was just a real shitty situation all around, but at the end of the day, after about a month and a week, so about 5 weeks, I did get my money back. No apology, but after that, I messaged him and just said, thank you, sorry for the inconvenience. I was actually surprisingly very mature about it. You can think what you want about posting on Instagram about it. I thought that it was a good way to get attention and get, my followers, which are you guys, to potentially help me out. And I feel if I didn't post that on Instagram, I still wouldn't have my money. Other thing that happened with that was, if you go through PayPal and file a dispute, you have 2 weeks to give proof and type a claim or whatever, and then the other person has 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that, PayPal will look into and review it. So ideally, you may not get your money for up to 6 weeks, which at the time is already a month. So it'd be 2.5 months out, $550 for the gloves and helmet, and that was too long to wait. So anyway, eventually I got my money back, which is great. All of it came back to me, and since then, I have had no problems with it. And I was actually glad to get my money back, because I realized $550 for a pair of gloves and a helmet that I'll never probably ever wear is a lot of money. But anyway, at one point, Cascade Lacrosse direct messaged me on Instagram and said, hey, we learned about your situation, what happened, and we know some people, or we know you're a big fan of Notre Dame, we know some people who can help you. Send us over your address and stuff. And I replied saying, the situation's resolved, I got my money back, and there's no reason for you guys to send me anything. But, they just persisted on it, so I gave my address and they sent me a box. And I almost feel bad about this because, at the end of the day, I got my money back. The player was not necessarily harassed, but I guess he was harassed on social media about giving me my money back, and he finally did. And it's not like I'm not necessarily broke or poor. It's not like I spent my life savings on this helmet, but I feel bad because a manufacturer reached out to me and said, we want to help you out. And at the end of the day, someone else who is not as fortunate as me to be able to dye heads and make money doing what they love, may be a huge Notre Dame fan, and they've always wanted a helmet and never got one. And here I am, clutch fanatic, being the kid that I am, that has 3 Chesapeake Bayhawk helmets that I bought, a bunch of limited edition gloves and professional and college team gloves, receiving something from Cascade. So I actually feel fairly bad about it because, like I said, I got my money back and things were right after a while. But anyway, this is a video to kind of spread some truth about it and the sad truth of being scammed and whatnot. Maybe you guys will learn from my mistake, to where if you're going to message someone, try and find a secure way to make payment, like ask them to put on a sideline swap. It'll work out better for you in the end. So learn from my mistakes. But anyway, I cannot express how thankful I am for Cascade for not even making it right, but just helping me out and sending me something really cool. So I'll show it to you guys. I had already opened the box because when I got it, my mom brought it to me, and I wanted to show her what it was. I wanted to see what it was because I had no idea. They didn't tell me. They just said, we see you're a Notre Dame fan, we think we can help you out. So being Cascade, I kind of assumed it was a helmet, but I thought maybe it was something simple like a chin strap or a decal set. But they sent me a full helmet. So here's the box. It is not a Cascade S like you may have thought when you read the title. But I opened it up, and there was no letter or anything, so I don't really know who to thank over Cascade. But if you're watching this, thank you to anyone and everyone there. But they were extremely kind enough to send me the throwback Notre Dame Cascade R. which is the one I ideally had wanted to buy because, for one, you know, it's not the Notre Dame helmet that they wear and you see all the time. This was, you know, once a season worn, and that was it. And I love this helmet because it looks so cool. It's not Notre Dame. It's not the gold. It's white, green, and navy. There's no gold to it, but they were super kind enough to send one over. And like I said, I feel bad because everything worked out and I got my money back, but here they are. So, I mean, it's completely done. It's got the flag on the back, Irish on both sides. Even has Irish right here on the face mask, and the actual chin strap it's the Notre Dame Irish one. Completely custom with the earpieces, so I feel bad because I don't think I deserve this, because at the end of the day, like I've said a handful of times, I got my money back, and I even told Cascade, like, you don't need to send this over. Like, it's not the end of the world, but they did anyway. So once I find out who at Cascade made this happen, I'm going to hook them up with some dyed heads or whatever to say I'm thank you. But this is more or less a video to express how thankful I am, show you guys how awesome this helmet is, and also hoping you guys will learn from my mistakes. So if you're going to buy gear from a college player and it's not on Sideline Swap or eBay, don't do it. Simply find a way for a trusted system. So if you can ask them to put it on Sideline Swap or put it on eBay so you can buy it there. That way if things go wrong, you can get your money back real quick. And there's proof. And the helmet fell. I was very fortunate enough to have done it through PayPal and not send him money as a gift, but send it as a good. So when I didn't get my money for a month, I was able to file a dispute. But even after I filed the dispute, he didn't reach out to me or anything, but he was posting on Instagram. So anyway, huge thank you to Cascade. If you guys see this, please let me know how to get in contact with whoever it was that was behind this so I can make something up to you. Watchers, subscribers, anyone who's interested in college gear, go through a trusted website. Don't ever message someone asking for gear. I bet you 9 out of 10 players wouldn't do that, but I unfortunately got the 1 out of 10 that did. And, you know, there's the third point I was going to say. Thank you. Don't do that. Also, if you know who the player was, don't hound him. Please don't comment it down below to where people know. Just let it be. You know, he's gone through enough of people harassing him that he doesn't need anymore. And at the end of the day, everything's right. I got my money back, and he, you know, I think people will now learn not to buy anything from him in the future unless it's through a trusted website. So, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry this was a lengthy video. Just wanted to shed some light on it and give you guys, you know, a story that hopefully will help some of you. Cascade outdid themselves by helping me out. I can't thank them enough. Nala is a big fan of the helmet too. Aww. Thanks for watching, guys. Next video that's going to come out is probably going to be the July 4th edition head, so I can show you guys the dye process as well as all of them. 10 completely custom dyed heads and custom strung for a really good price. So if you have the money, you're looking for a new head, and you want a USA theme, maybe wait until I release those. If you don't have a whole lot of money, let's say you have like $40 and you're looking for something cool, I suggest you save it till July 4th when a certain someone drops something really sick you're going to want to pick up. But real quick, before we go again, this video's gone on 14 minutes, which is absurd. Just to show you guys, this is my personal Maverick Kinetic lacrosse head, purple, gray, and white digital camo. They sent this over to me, and actually I think I'll do a review of this before the July 4th video. That way you guys can get a feel for it before it comes out. But there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, please don't hound the guy anymore. Just let him be. You know, everything's taken care of. Huge thanks to Cascade, and hopefully, you know, some of you guys can learn from my mistake and not do what I did. So yeah, that's about it.